We ask that you all please mute your phones and electronic devices, and please no food in the sanctuary. Now, questions. We already have questions, but we may have some questions from the audience. So we're asking you, if you do, just raise your hand, and we have a couple of young ladies around here, and we'll pick up those. Well, they'll give you the card, and then they'll pick it up. So you just raise your hand, and if you need a pencil or a pen, we got that for you too. Okay. And please, no distribution of candidates' campaign material during the forum, after the forum, fine. Okay, now I'm going to introduce our forum moderator. Our forum moderator was born, raised, and educated in the city of Compton. After graduating from Compton High School in 1973, our moderator attended University of California at Santa Cruz, where he majored in politics, receiving a bachelor's arts degree in 1977, and graduated with college honors, among the top 30 students at Stevenson College. Our moderator received his Juris Doctorate degree from UC Berkeley in 1980. In 1980, our moderator started practicing law as a deputy state public defender for 2 years. It was during this period that he argued and won a landmark case before the California Supreme Court. The case was the People versus Taylor. That was in 1982. Our moderator was elected to the Board of Trustees, the Compton Unified School District, in 1981, and he served for 3 terms. In July 1993, our moderator was elected to the judicial bench as a commissioner for the Compton Municipal Court, and later served as the Superior Court Commissioner. Now, in August 2002, Governor Gray Davis appointed our moderator as judge of the Superior Court of Los Angeles, and present day, our judge is now the supervising judge at the Los Angeles Superior Court, Compton Courthouse. That means he's large and in charge at the Compton Courthouse. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me present the psalm and introduce to others. Our foreign moderator, the Honorable Judge Kelvin D. Fowler.
Thank you very much for coming, and certainly I just want to say that it's my honor and privilege to have been asked to serve as the moderator for this forum. And I'm going to apologize in advance to the individuals in the audience because I'm probably going to be speaking to the candidates most of the time, so I'm going to have my back to you. I'm not being disrespectful, I just want to make sure that the candidates can see and hear the questions as they're posed to them. I want to welcome all of you here on behalf of the Compton branch of the NAACP, as well as the concerned citizens of Compton. And I welcome all of you here for this afternoon's forum. Now, I do want to introduce and point out the candidates who are here with us, just so you'll be able to put a name with a face. I'm not going to ask you to say anything this time other than stand up once your name is called. So when I call your name, please stand so that you'll be able to put the name to the face. So first, the candidates for District 2, we have Jonathan Bowers. District 3, so Jonathan Bowers, thank you. District 3, Randall Hook. All right, now District 2, Benny Tinson. Sky Fisher. Anthony Perry. Darrell Carter. For the city clerk, we have Lynn Boone. And for the city treasurer, we have Maxwell Burke. All right, let's give them all a round of applause. And also coming up, we have Jace Dawson here with us as well, candidate for District 2. And also, I see Brandon Mims is here, who of course is a candidate for the city treasurer's position as well. Okay, so I want to go over the format and the rules for the candidates as well as for the public. We are going to have 3 minutes for an opening statement. We're going to have, when questions are posed to the candidates, they're going to have 3 minutes to respond to those questions. And then after we finish the question and answer period, then we'll have 3 minutes for a closing statement. Now, we do have two excellent timekeepers here, Marie Brown and Mika Black. And they are very, very efficient in making sure that once the time starts, you will see the green light, I believe. No, that's yellow. There you go, the green. And then when you see the yellow light, that means you have 10 seconds to conclude your answer to that question. When you see the red light, that means you need to stop. We know red means stop. That means you should stop. Now, you don't have to cut off. If you're in the middle of a sentence, go ahead and finish that sentence or finish that thought. But please, once you see the red light, that means you should conclude your response to that question. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. So I believe those are the rules, and we've laid out the format. So at this time, what I'm going to do is invite the candidates, again, one at a time. I'll go from my left to the right and give them an opportunity to make their opening statement this time. All right, so candidate Bowers, go right ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm Jonathan Bowers, Compton native. My career in public service began in 1979 as an emergency medical technician at Martin Luther King Hospital and as a firefighter with the Compton Fire Department. I retired as captain with the Los Angeles County Fire Department. I possess the education, training, and executive level experience. I'm a passionate advocate and volunteer serving my local community for more than 30 years. I'm running for re-election because Compton is at a turning point. We need experienced leadership that understands our history and has a clear blueprint for our future. I'm running because our community demands fiscal responsibility. We deserve leadership that listens, includes, and delivers as mandated by state audits. I'm running because our neighborhoods matter. Safety must be a priority. Our seniors matter, our youth matter, and our families matter. I'm running to guarantee that District 3 and the city always have a strong, transparent voice at City Hall. I respectfully ask for your vote to keep Compton moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate Randall, look, go right ahead. You can stand.
Good afternoon, Compton. I am so honored and privileged to be here with you all. It is great to see people who have an equal concern for the city of Compton, people who have equal love for the city of Compton and want to see it move forward and make progress. I'm running for the City Council District 3 seat. I'm 36 years old. I've been in Compton all of my life, 36 years. Most people might know me as the person who is the founder and CEO of Compton Cowboys. And what I've done is build a ranch organization where we teach kids all about the value of life through ranching, farming, and otherwise. And what I've been able to do is to expand that operation into a global business enterprise that has been very successful on the world stage. The reason I'm here running now is because as I've been out in the world, I've seen the prominence of Compton. I've seen the excitement around Compton. I've seen all of the opportunities that Compton has created. And at home, I try to find myself thinking about, like, how do we translate all of that excitement around Compton and bring it home for the city of Compton residents? To me, our city is at a turning point. We are looking for new leadership. I think what makes me refreshing is that I have a fresh perspective on Compton. I think that young people are needing to be civically engaged, and I think that it's important for us to do that in order for us to build our future. I love this city. At the end of the day, I love this city. People know me as someone who loves the city and wants to put my life into this city, being a champion for the city. And I just want to come back to Compton, create a new opportunity so that we can really move the city forward. I think in City Hall, it's important for us to do proper business, be good people, and handle our business. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And next, we'll ask candidate Benny Tinson to give an opening statement. Go right ahead.
Good afternoon. My name is Benny Tinson, a candidate for Compton City Council, District 2. I was born, raised, and educated here in District 2. I am a homeowner who wants to see this city succeed. I love Compton, but Compton has been in decline for years. Compton is broken. Broken streets, broken sidewalks, trash and graffiti everywhere, and to this day, the city of Compton is still in non-compliance with the state audit.
I think we will agree that Compton is broken. But the question for voters is who on this stage is best positioned to fix this city. I will fix this city. I will lead with integrity and honesty and transparency, holding the city manager and this city accountable to the residents of Compton. I am currently the executive director of a community-based organization.
I was heavily involved in the foster care program at Compton College. Served at the Compton Unified School District Board of Trustees. I've also worked for 2 council people in the city of Compton. I'm also a paralegal advocating for tenants' rights, fighting against predatory landlords in LA County. During the day, I provide services and resources to traumatic brain injury survivors. I decided to run for city council this time, really because my neighbors were fed up. Really fed up with the parking situation in the city of Compton, fed up with the bureaucracy that goes on in City Hall. And they asked me to run to help with the situation. Compton has really been at a standstill with the current administration and the previous administration. We really need some leaders that can unify our city council, bring businesses back to our community, and move our city forward. Long Beach Boulevard has been stagnant, downtown Compton has not existed, and it's really time that we have someone that can provide services to our community, unify our council, and attract businesses to come back to our city and make our city a model city, just like Carson has become, just like Cerritos is, and just like Inglewood has become. And that's why I'm running for city council, and I hope that I can gain your support.
Thank you. And next candidate for District 2, Anthony Perry.
Yes, I'll first like to give honor to my Lord and Savior. I want to say thank you to my beautiful wife, Tanya K. Craft Perry. I am Anthony Perry, and I'm an active community member right here in Compton, being represented by members in this audience today. I'm an educator. I'm a business leader with experience in working for a Fortune 500 company in the top 30 to be precise, with yearly sales that average over $220 billion a year. I have a plan to save Compton, physically and financially, cleaning up this community, putting public safety first, as my plan to light this city up, lights, 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 to brighten up our bright city. No more darkness. An equitable city, affordable housing for all, affordable plans for every single constituent. Child care is very important that we have an opportunity to overhaul our business department. I have a plan to take our investments to $1.2 billion within 3 years to ensure we get our roads fixed, and an ambitious plan that no one has talked about to reduce our sales taxes from 10.75 to 9.75%. I am Anthony Perry, and I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. And the next candidate for District 2 is Jace Dawson.
Well, hello, Compton. I'm Jace Dawson. Let's just get to it. I was mad as heck. 5 years ago, I was the target of a political hit job, an attack on my character, my likeness, and indeed my future. All while denying you, our constituents and our residents, the truth. Well, the new district attorney's office and the courts agreed, and they dismissed all of that. There was simply no there there. Since then, I've become a senior reverend at my church. I've earned another doctorate, this time a PhD in education from Kennedy University. I've spent years bringing people together, solving problems, and fighting for those who feel unheard. And here's the truth. I am still in love with the community I came to serve. I love you, Compton, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I'm asking for your vote to represent the best of who we are. I am with you. Estoy contigo. I'm asking for your vote. I am Jace Dawson, your next council person to represent the 2nd District.
Thank you. And our final candidate for District 2 is Jarrell Carter.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming. I show the concern that we all have for our city. My name is Gerald Carter, and I'm running for city council because I believe this city deserves a leader that gets real results and not just makes promises. I was born in Los Angeles, but over 20 years, my family and I have proudly called Compton home. This city is more than just where I live, but it is also where I believe God has placed me to serve and allow Him to allow His light to shine through me. It's where I put my time, energy, and commit to build a stronger community for all of us. I'm running with a clear vision for a stronger, safer, and more prosperous Compton. At the end of the day, residents should not only feel safe, but feel proud of the place and the city that we call home. That means focusing on what matters most, improving public safety, building trust between residents and its leaders, supporting local families, and creating opportunities for economic growth in every neighborhood. I believe in accountability. I believe in showing up. To me, leadership is about serving others and listening to the community, understanding its need, and taking action that truly matters and makes a difference in daily lives. This campaign is about bringing people together, restoring pride in our city, and making sure every resident knows their voice matters. I'm Darrell Carter, and I would love to earn your support.
All right, thank you. And our candidate for the city clerk's position is Ben Boone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lynn Boone, and I'm from Compton. I've been here pretty much all my life. I graduated from Compton College with an AA degree. I graduated from National University with a public administration bachelor's degree. I'm running for city clerk, and I'm here for everyone in this room and everyone in Compton. We are a chartered city. We've been a chartered city since the 1800s. But it seems like it's fallen on deaf ears in the last, I would say, 3 administrations. It's a gift to be a chartered city because the people run the city. When you vote for your district council person, that's the person that's supposed to represent you. That's supposed to represent your voice. And a lot of the people here do not understand that. So I'm looking forward to speaking a little more, and I just want to say thank you, and thank you, Compton Concerned Citizens and NAACP for hosting this.
Thank you. And we have 2 candidates here for the city treasurer's position, and the first candidate is Brandon Mills. Go right ahead.
Hello, everyone. I am Brandon Mills. I am your city treasurer. First, let me say, Mr. Perry, if we can get that $1.2 billion, we need to talk about that investment strategy. That's an awesome plan. I think when I was deciding to run for re-election, my commitment was to tell as much truth as possible. And I think the residents know that we need to do a few things in this election. We need to be focusing on leadership, and we need to protect our money, right? And we need to hold those who are already in office accountable for the things that they said they would do. And so, to that end, you know about our increased interest earnings, you know about our reporting, you know about all of the things that we've done in the treasurer's office. And as we look forward to the future, my commitment is to continue telling the residents the truth, to continue that transparency,
and to make sure that we don't have repeats of what happened with the prior administration. We know about the cash that walked out of the treasurer's office. We know that the city is the #1 financial risk city. We know these things. But I do not believe that the city is broken. I do not believe that the city is in a state of crisis. I think the residents understand the challenge that is before us, and so I'm asking for your vote so that I can help create that change.
Thank you. And our second candidate for the city treasurer's position is Maxwell Burke. Go right ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for putting this together. Thank you for being here. Bear with me, I'm a little nervous. I've never done this before. I'm a candidate for Compton City Treasurer. My ballot designation is mutual aid and construction, and that's not just a label. I built it. It's who I am. And when systems fail, people that organize communities to fill the gap. That's mutual aid. Neighbors taking care of neighbors and institutions fall short. I chose Compton. I wasn't born here, and I want to be upfront about that. I came here because I saw a city with enormous potential being undermined by financial dysfunction. I got involved in a municipal infrastructure project a few years ago, and it collapsed under mismanagement, and I decided I couldn't watch them sidelines anymore. This office matters because the California State Auditor ranked Compton as the most financially at-risk city in the entire state, dead last out of 482 cities. $29 million was transferred from the water fund and never returned. And the capital improvement plan hasn't been updated since 2014. The treasurer is the statutory custodian of every public dollar in the city. That is a sacred trust. I'm running because I have a 7-point plan to bring real transparency, modern controls, and strategic investment to the office. There are no faction, no political debts, no donors to answer to. I'm here to build. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And again, I just want to remind everyone that this is a candidate, forms candidate for the city council position in districts 2 and 3, and for the city treasurer, and for the city clerk. There will be a form for the mayor's position. That won't start until 4:30 after we conclude this form. So I just wanted you to know the format that's taking place this afternoon. So I'm going to proceed with the questions, and then just double check now, how on the questions, do they have 3 minutes to answer each question? All right, because I didn't have my watch, but that seemed like that was going pretty fast. But they did a good job, everybody stayed through their time, so just make sure you listen to the question, answer that question, follow the lights. So, first, for the city council candidates, and again, these are questions that have been prepared and submitted from the Compton NAACP and the concerned citizens of Compton. And the first question is, in your opinion, is the city of Compton a healthy and successful city? If not, what strategies would you implement to improve its condition? And these are for the city council candidates only at this point. So candidate Bowers, we're going to go left, right, go right ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry, will you repeat the question one more time?
Yes. In your opinion, is the city of Compton a healthy and successful city? If not, what strategies would you implement to improve its condition?
So Compton is healing. It's not where it needs to be. We've improved a great deal in the city of Compton since I've been here. The city has cancer, and there's still tumors within this body that need to be treated. I actually have created a strategic plan that will carry the city for the next 5 to 10 years if we follow that roadmap. Compton, it's a good city, but it needs some work, and it needs to be cleansed internally. We still have pockets of people within the city government that need to be removed. They're continuing this disease, and there's people that are benefiting from the city being in this condition. There's a lot of distractions going on, and when you're distracted, their hand is in the cookie jar, so to speak. And this is what we need to fix. And we are on the right path. Again, we're not where we need to be, but we are headed in that direction. I have a list of accomplishments that I've achieved since I've been in this city. And I want to keep the momentum going and finish the job. Thank you.
Thank you. Kennedy Cook, can you respond to that question, please?
Yes, sir. I think we all can agree that Compton definitely needs some work, definitely needs some healing. But I want to kind of set the tone and the table that if you look at any great, successful organization, there's a few things that are true. That it has leadership, that has vision. The leadership is good and knows how to work with and amongst people. And that the leadership knows how to implement systems that hold people accountable and responsible and have a management capacity to continue to sustain those systems such that the growth remains perpetual. I've done this in my capacity as the CEO and founder of Compton Cowboys. I was able to successfully turn a family backyard ranch into a multi-million-dollar organization in the name of Compton. Again, it's called Compton Cowboys because I put Compton first. I wanted to be on the world stage and champion Compton, but I wanted to do so in a way that it was healthy for us and it made sense and it excited Compton. The thing that I see most as the biggest issue in our city is that our leadership structure is failing. We don't have leaders that have those capacities and haven't had those opportunities to really make those marks. And so for me, in my business, that's what I've done. I've literally created those systems and can hold those systems accountable and show success out the backyard. I'm like, how do we take that to city council and make that same thing come true?
Thank you. And then Jensen, can you answer that question, please?
Yes, it is important for us to make sure that the community is put first and that the community has a voice in what happens in this community. I will bring the community to the table to make sure you have a voice, the workers of this city. It is going to take the entire village to fix this city. We must hold the city manager accountable, and it's time that we elect someone who has the ability to do that. I have written a budget, I can read a budget, and I can manage a budget. And it's important to have those skills to be able to hold the city accountable. We must come into compliance with the state audit. I will make sure that that is a priority. We have an opportunity to turn the tide with this city, but we must have people that are dedicated, who are committed. My service to this city began when I was 19 years old. I got on a Compton Renaissance bus, went downtown, and said, how can I help my city? And I was willing to do it for free. I started as a volunteer. I will bring that same commitment, that same grit every day to the city council. And I will make sure that you, the citizens, are put first, our police department, the sheriffs are held accountable, and that we are getting the services that we pay for.
Thank you. Kenneth Fisher, can you answer that question, please?
Yes, I don't believe our city is healthy to the point that I would like. I think that we can do a lot to rehabilitate Long Beach Boulevard, our major thoroughfare into the city, especially downtown Compton Boulevard. I think that we need to do a citywide parking study to figure out what's going on with our parking and solve our parking situation here. I think that we need to be working with our block clubs to reinstitute neighborhood watch programs to get back to stability inside of our neighborhoods. I think that we need to increase our senior programming and youth programming in our parks and community centers. I think that we need to also actively court new businesses into the city and stop leaning on our residents and our property owners to pay for our big taxes in this community. All these bonds that we're having on our ballots is just too much for our property owners. And so we really need to start attracting new businesses into this community.
Thank you, and I'll read your question again. In your opinion, is the city of Compton a healthy and successful city? If not, what strategies would you implement to improve its condition? Go right ahead, Candidate Perry.
Thank you. Currently, I do not believe the city is a healthy city, but I do believe we have tremendous potential. I think for starters, as a whole, every leader in Compton must operate with integrity, just starting with the basics. I believe we should focus on our constituents. Jobs, jobs, jobs. I have a plan to supply jobs, whether you're a college graduate, a high school graduate, or you are a rehabilitated citizen. It's important that we work with small businesses, local businesses, to build up our business community. I also have a plan to redesign our business department, lower some of our business fees, have a health center where some of our entrepreneurs and young high school graduates can come in and learn how to start their business. Also have a plan for housing for all. Design a formula where you can be able to pay for a house according to your credit and the amount you can pay. It's very important that we invest in our constituents, and that in turn will build up our city. It's not about the city council, it's not about no individual, but this is about a positive movement to where we see our constituents doing well, great jobs, able to afford a home, and that is what's going to make us a very healthy city. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have been joined by candidate Alim Hamadi for District 2. And candidate Hamadi, would you like to answer that question, please? You have 3 minutes at most.
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Alim Hamadi. Buenas tardes, good afternoon. The first thing we have to do is, to the city, number one, is clean up the city, number one. To promote business and bring business down here, the city has to be clean. If you drive along Constable or Rosecrans, everything looks horrible, ragged, different colors, and the whole streets are potholes. No one's going to come and invest money in this Compton if we don't first do the infrastructure. You need to promote the city in a way that it's going to attract business to come here. The city is behind, absolutely is behind. But we can do a lot. We can do a lot. We can promote it, we can advertise it, we can put the red carpet for the business owners to come in and do business in Compton. People afraid of Compton. We have to promote it in a different fashion, in a different way. That the city is good, the police is strong here, safety is good here. We need to push the gangs out of the city. There's a lot of things to be done. But mainly is the business owners, no contracting out has to be, we need to use people from the county, from the city here. No contract out. We need to promote the business to the people that are around here first before if we can't find the professional people that live in the city to do it, then we can look around. That we want to keep the business in Compton. That's the only way we can move forward with the city.
Thank you. Candidate Dawson, would you like to answer that question, please?
I would, yes. I'm happy to hear that they're all paying attention, because as they're speaking, I'm glimpsing down at my notes and I'm wondering how their eyes end up on my page. So what I will do is just be a little bit more specific. I will focus on answering the question with a simple no. One example I will use will be our infrastructure. A few years back, there was an audit done on our roads and our pipes regarding groundwater and etc. And it seems as though the powers that be at the time simply ignored it. What we have been doing since then, besides drinking some of the groundwater, has been building homes instead of redoing the pipe work that's laid underneath the homes. So what are we doing? We're continuing to spread what the councilman stated as cancer throughout our city because we're building on top of things that has yet to be cared for, taken care of. So that's only going to lead us further down the road into more destruction. What I want to do is put forth my platform, that of growth and development. I want to make sure that the work that we start is completed. And if I do not answer your question by the end of any of these time frames, I have an outlet for you. Please reach out to me directly at 424-296-9652. And if you're social media savvy, you can reach me at Instagram at Jace4You or Facebook at Jace for Compton. And I look forward to speaking with you, answering your questions, and discovering together how do we move this city forward so that we're not asked the question, are we healed or are we sick? Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate Carr, can you answer that question, please?
Yes, our city is definitely unhealthy currently, and it starts with leadership. I think both of us spoke about the infrastructure. Our infrastructure is important on a number of reasons. You can't attract business when our city looks like it looks. When you're trying to attract business and they come and drive through and they look at our city and they see our city looking like it looks, that's a reflection of leadership. Our city council is currently not functioning correctly. They're not working time where our city manager is the CEO. The city council, we establish these priorities, to set priorities and work with him on the budget and what needs to be fixed. Again, we can't make all these promises to attract businesses if we don't get that part fixed. To give you a perfect example, I was watching the city council meeting the other day, and Dick Bauer was trying to put forth a nomination for one of the committees, and he didn't even get a second for his nomination to appoint someone. And that's a reflection of you're not going to always agree. If you don't want to vote for the person he's putting forth, at least let him put the nomination forth. If you have an issue within the council, you guys need to work that out. Transparency has been a problem for years. Leaders have to be transparent, have to communicate with the constituents. The constituents have to take ownership, but they're not going to take ownership if the city leadership is dysfunctional. So in order to make our city healthy, we have to have good leadership, and that leadership team has to understand that they don't represent themselves. We represent the community. We're there, we're voted on and appointed to represent our community, and that should be our priority. And if elected, I'm going to make sure that our community gets involved. I'm going to get with District 2. My plan is to develop block clubs so that the community gets together and hold city council accountable. That's the only way this city is going to move forward and become healthy.
Thank you. Okay, so for the city clerk's position, the question is as follows. Besides recording minutes during city council meetings, what other duties does the city clerk perform? Candidate Jordan, go right ahead.
Okay, this is a big one because a lot of people think that all the city clerk does is get that agenda ready for Tuesday's meeting. No. The clerk's office is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job. Right now, it's really behind in the minutes, and if you've done any type of research, you know you need those minutes. You need the copies of those meetings. And right now, our meetings, they're being put on YouTube, but once they get on YouTube, they take out what they don't think people want to hear. So you're not getting a true meeting. And I can't say who, but the people are not being seen when they go up to speak, which is unreal. We pay the citizens. You pay for those videos. You pay for the recordings of those meetings. And as far as the Brown Act, that's a huge violation. And what's going on in this city now is violations after violations because we have city officials that have no clue as to what the city is. They will not pick up a charter. Even when a resident will come up there and recite from the charter, these people won't even look at it. And the charter contains the rules and regulations for the city. The charter contains the words of the people as to how they want this city to run. Right now, the main people that we need, street superintendent, civil engineer, a city controller. We don't have that, and we haven't had that for months now. A city attorney. If you look at the charter, the city attorney is supposed to be for you, actually the people. We don't have one. So I feel it's broken, but it's not so much the city. It's the supposedly leadership of the city. But if I become city clerk, Lord knows I will, we're going to start having town hall meetings on the charter. We have residents here that can give you information on the charter. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And the question for the city treasurer candidates is as follows. As the chief custodian of the city's municipal funds, in addition to receiving and depositing the city's money, what other responsibilities does the city treasurer hold? Candidate Vance, can you answer that question, please?
Sure. Well, since 2021, we've been doing a lot more in the city treasurer's office. So, in addition to being the custodian, we've also developed a full-scale investments division, and administrative and project management, and also a customer support oversight for our accounting operations. So prior to 2021, most of what we were doing was just operating like a large cash register, just receiving the city's money. Since then, we've again totally changed and reconceived the way the city manages its cash. And so that's resulted in increased interest earnings. So in addition to being a custodian, I'm now serving as an investment officer for the city, as we are in the market with our $312 million, making various trades and things like that. So in addition, I've also expanded us out regionally. So I'm serving on the California Municipal Treasurers Association board, also on our regional CMSFO board, the California Society of Municipal Financial Officers. And what this does is helps to keep the office up on the latest trends, so that when we're looking at new ideas and new ways to deliver service to the residents, that we don't have to rework and be as slow as some other areas of the city in implementing change. And so, again, I'd say that just, the city is not broken. There's definitely ways to have success in the city. I think the residents are a critical part of that. After we vote, we have to stay engaged. There are maybe 10 residents who come to the council meeting consistently. And so as we look at holding all of us accountable up on this stage, it is, critical that residents stay involved in whoever gets elected, so that the change that you want to see actually happens.
Thank you. Candidate Burke, can you answer that question, please?
Yes, please. The question is, to rephrase it.
As the chief custodian of the city's municipal funds, in addition to receiving and depositing the city's money, what other responsibilities does the city treasurer hold?
So the investment portfolio is governed by California Government Code Section 53601, which basically limits municipal investments to safe, liquid investments, which is your local agency investment funds, your treasury securities, your agency bonds, your negotiable CDs, vehicles like that. The mandate of preservation is principal first, liquidity second, and yield third in that order.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we go back now to the council candidate. And this question, I took the liberty to modify it just a little bit, and I'm going to ask what's called a hypothetical question. So I want all the council candidates to assume that you are now sitting as a councilman in your district. And here's the question. Should you be awarded a $5 million grant for unrestricted city use, how would you allocate those funds and why? And we'll begin first, candidate Cook.
I love this question. This is all about responsibility, right? Accountability. What I always want to go back to is what we have to consider all the time is that all of this is driven by people. People that are at the foundation of everything decision we make. The first thing you do when you get money is you go get competent, sound, decent human beings who know right from wrong, but who also can communicate. Even when things are not, that don't personally agree, they can always know that they will do what's right and not what's wrong, and still be okay to be a human and have those conversations and say, hey, I can rock with you, everything's cool, we disagree fundamentally, but we have to do what's right. So core competencies and the human capacity from a leadership is the first thing you do. You get core competent people. After you do that, that fixes the city leadership. The next thing you do, once you got the people in place, the next thing you do is now let's beautify the city. Let's make the city beautiful for the residents, for the businesses, for everybody that goes here, for the kids, for the education. Let's make sure the city is beautiful and attractive. So what we do is we go put money into all the infrastructure. Make the businesses look beautiful, make the schools beautiful, make the parks beautiful. Once the city's beautiful, now we can attract people here. We can attract businesses here. We can attract educators, attract jobs, attract opportunities here because it's a beautiful city led by good people. Once the city has good people leading it, it's beautiful, we attract opportunity, we build all this opportunity up, and then we use that opportunity, those resources, those funds, we give it back. Meaning we go into programming, stuff for kids, stuff for seniors, stuff for the developmentally disabled. So it's really not rocket science to me, but the first thing you do is when you have money, you go get the right people, and people come to money in situations because you have to have the money to attract the jobs. People have to work. We have families, we have kids, we have things that we have to do. So to me, it's about that. Get the money, get the people, beautify the city, attract opportunity, give it back to the kids, and now we're rocking, we're rolling. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna go back to Kenneth Bowers, so we have the audience here in the Kenneth St. District. Kenneth Bowers, what would you do with that $5 million?
Well, first and foremost, I would put it into public safety. Now, public safety is not just the fire department. Public works is part of public safety. Building and safety is part of public safety. So if our public works department is beefed up, then they can do a better job at cleaning the city. If we have more staff in there, what have you. So that would be my first thing. The other thing I would focus on was infrastructure projects. For example, I can get some street paved. It's about $1 million a mile for streets. Compton has about 175 miles worth of streets that hadn't been done in, 30 years or whatever. We've done quite a bit, but it's a long ways to go. But those are two of the main things I would focus on, is trying to get the infrastructure projects and getting our public safety up to speed. That would cure other problems within the city.
Thank you. So the same question then posed to the candidate District 2. And again, we can start this time with candidate Fisher. Can you answer that question, please?
Sure. I would like to see a parking study be done immediately. I think the parking situation in our community is dividing our community. It's started to become a racial issue where it shouldn't be. The last part of the money, I would like to see a needs assessment being done. That way the community can decide where the rest of that money goes. Whether it goes towards public safety, which I think is a big issue as well, whether it goes towards bringing new businesses in, cleaning our community up, paving streets. But I would like the community to have a voice in where that money goes. But immediately, parking study. Like I said, the parking situation in this community is dire. I believe that situation is gonna turn into violence. I think it has in some parts of our community. But I really think that situation, there's not one immediate solution. Permit parking is not a solution in some parts of the community. One-way streets is not a solution. The only way we're going to get to the bottom of that is a complete study, so we can figure out what parking is going to look like in each part of our community before it gets detrimental. So, parking study.
Thank you. Candidate Perry, can you answer that question, please?
Yes, I will $5 million grant. This is how I will invest it and why. $4 million in our businesses, $1 million in internships and youth programs. The reason why we'll put $4 million into our businesses and our business department, because we want to increase our tax revenue from our businesses. We want our small local businesses to be able to increase revenue for themselves so they will later invest into our city. Another reason why I would invest in our businesses, because small businesses is the heart of our city. You build the heart of our city, you build our city. Another reason why I would invest in youth programs and internships. We have to show our children that this is the place we want them to be later when they go to college and come back. If we give our children internships, summer programs, they will be invested in their city to where when they graduate, they go off to college, they will want to come back, build that city, and help the youth. So I believe we got to invest in our youth so they will continue to pass that down to generations to make sure that Compton thrive along with our businesses. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate Hamadi, can you answer that question, please?
Yes, sir. The first thing we have to do is we have to think about what's the best benefit to people. The most important thing right now is the major thing is the city how it looks like. Potholes. A lot of streets are horrible. That's the first thing you spend the money on. Fix a lot of streets. Tree trimming. Lights. A lot of streets have no lights. You have to have lights so people can walk around not afraid. The sidewalks, a lot of the trees, roots are lifted up the sidewalks. Handicap cannot pass with the wheelchair. as well as paving all the rundown buildings around on Compton Boulevard or Rosecrans, all over the city, so to beautify the city, to bring businesses to money in our city and open businesses in our city. There's a lot of prostitution on Mortgage Boulevard that has to go away. We cannot keep that. That sex trafficking has to go. It's killing Compton. A lot of homeless, that trash is everywhere. That money needs to be also spent on cleaning up Compton also as well. Graffiti has to be gone. We cannot keep the city raggedy like this. We cannot. It's enough. People are tired. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Candidate Dawson, can you answer that question, please?
I can answer that question, but I want you all to think about that question as well. $5 million. What will we do with it? Well, what comes to the top of my mind would be investing that into our youth and our young adults. Why? Well, I spent about 5 years as a youth pastor. I teach at nonprofits throughout LA County, and I'm also a mental health coach. And while I'm having conversations, I'm realizing that it's easy to identify a problem, but we're not identifying the cause of that problem. Oftentimes, we don't invest in our young folks. As a child, we're often told that we are the future. You can be anything you want when you grow up. But they don't show us how to get there. They don't show us how to prepare for the hard times. And they don't teach us that when you run for office, they will come for you left and right with lies and deceit. But they want you to be the future. I want to invest in a life skills center where we are talking to our youth and young adults, teaching them how to simply balance a budget, how to conduct yourselves on job interviews, how to file your taxes, or something as simple as how to cook breakfast. It's been a long way with me in my life. I think that we miss the essential point in investing in our young folks before they're out in the streets. Teaching them what it's like to have emotional intelligence, how to calm your nerves and your anger, and how to place it in positive places instead of negative places. Money needs to be invested in that. And also, we stand on the shoulders of our seniors, persons who have been doing the work for so long and for so many years. I want to get back to them. It is unfair for them to put their entire life into working, and still you have to work toward the grave. Why is there not a fund set up to assist them when times get hard? Ain't times hard? Aren't you tired of sitting at your kitchen table trying to figure out how can I balance this budget? I mean, the average American can't afford a $200 emergency. So if your car hit the wrong pothole at the wrong time on the wrong day, there goes your savings. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Candidate Carter, can you answer that question, please?
Yes, first we start with $5 million for the city is not a lot. With what we need in the city of Compton. But the first investment had been was a city council and sitting on the council member seat. I have one vote, and I am there to place the priority for the city manager to take that $5 million. And I would definitely push for that to be invested in public works. Because again, the way our city looks says a lot about how our city is ran, and says a lot to others that don't live in our city, that just happen to be passing through our city or want to invest in our city. It says a lot to them. And so I will definitely prioritize public works for most of that $5 billion to beautify the city, deal with some of the potholes and the city infrastructure and how it looks. So that is what I would prioritize with the city manager and the council to set as a priority. That we need to get rid of graffiti, deal with the potholes, deal with how our city looks, invest in with some of the businesses so they can beautify their interior of their businesses. So when you drive through the city, it appeals more. Again, you drive through some other cities and you compare the Compton, you can see a big difference. So I would push to prioritize public works with that $5 million.
Thank you. Candidate Tinson, can you answer that question, please?
Yes. First of all, So I want to make sure that the voices of the residents are heard on how we should spend that $5 million. I will focus on infrastructure. We have failing and inadequate infrastructure system that is keeping us from developing in this city. We cannot move forward with development until we fix our infrastructure. I will use the money to fix the streets. I will fix the streets. I will cut the trees. I will make sure that we are not just filling potholes, but we are fixing the streets. I will make sure that the money goes where the money belongs. I will be there to protect our tax-paying money. I am a homeowner and a taxpayer, and I want to see this city succeed. But we must elect people who know how to read a budget, who know how to manage a budget, so that you can hold the city and the city manager accountable. I have that skill. I am the most qualified candidate on this diocese who is running for Compton City Council District 2. I hold a master's in public policy, the first African-American male to earn a master's degree in public policy from Pepperdine University. I have the ability, I have the skills to hold the city accountable, and I will make sure that you, the residents of this city, get the service that you deserve, and that we fix our city.
Thank you. Okay, for the city clerk's question, Kimberly Boone, is what personally motivates you to pursue the position of city clerk in the city of Compton?
I love that question. What personally motivates me is that I know the job. I know the job to the point that the people need to know. It's so much, and I apologize because I didn't start off by telling you. There's a general law city, and then there's a charter city. General law cities operate under the state of California. General law cities pay into the state. Charter cities don't pay the state, but charter cities qualify to be a charter city if they can take care of themselves. If at one time, I want you guys to think about it, we had our own police department. We have a fire department, but it's not our own because they haven't even gotten a contract in years. We used to have all the schools. The schools were taken away from us from the state. They're now a district. They don't belong to us. We have a city council, a mayor and council, but they don't follow the charter. We have a city attorney that's supposed to be for the people, but will advise the council if need be. We don't have a city attorney anymore. There's no one for us. You see things wrong in this city, streets and whatever, and you want to say, oh, well, why we can't get that fixed? Or someone will come and campaign, a senator, a congressperson, assembly person. They'll tell you anything while they're campaigning, but try to get in contact with them after they win. Well, we can't help you because you're a chartered city. And it's sad because all of you need to know what we have to deal with. The sheriff, you call them, they don't come. You know why? We have an agreement with the sheriff department. The contract is with the board of supervisors. If you ever look over that fence where the sheriff are, there's cars, so many cars there. But if you call, they say, oh, we don't have enough cars to come out and service you. Yeah, no, they have enough cars. There's plenty of cars there. But they only do for us what they want to do, which is the bare minimum. And we are one of the smallest contract cities, but guess what? We pay the most. When you hear all these sirens at night, they're not coming to you, they're going out to other cities. And I just want to tell you another thing. For example, look at Downey and look at Carson, who just became a charter city. Why? Because they have all of this revenue going. They don't have to pay into the state anymore. They can keep all of that money in-house, the same way Compton used to be. We keep the money in-house, but it walks away and nothing's done here.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the question for the treasurer's office is, could you elaborate on your education and professional background as it relates to the management of public funds. And we'll invite candidate Burke to go first this time.
Caught me off guard. Okay. The treasurer is an independently elected charter officer. This independence is not a bug, it's a feature. The city manager manages operations, the council sets policy and appropriates funds, the treasurer is the custodian of public funds, and the city's independent financial watchdog. These roles are designed to create checks and balances, and I take that seriously. I came from construction management, where we have to work within budgets that are hard and fast, and we cannot really move those budgets. So I've learned to work within constraints, I've learned to work within restrictions, I've learned to work within difficult situations. I also have spent a lot of time in mutual aid, so that's not a paid thing, that's where you have to work with people and kind of come to where they are and meet them. That becomes very helpful in this position when you have to work with the manager or the counselor, because there's no, seniority. They're all working together as part of the tripod to keep the financial health together. I believe that this experience that I have through my entire professional career will adequately position me to help out the city.
Thank you. Candidate Mills, can you answer that question, please?
Sure, okay. So the city treasurer's office is situated amongst the chartered positions. So we have the city treasurer, the city attorney, and the city clerk. And most of my background has been in public administration. I have a bachelor's degree in political science, a master's degree in public administration. I have a postgraduate study in public administration and certifications in project management and human resources. But I would say my experience that helped me most working in Compton is just being a resident in Compton. Knowing what the expectations were of the residents after having sort of watched the treasurer's office for 28 years. So I've worked in public administration, but those of us who are elected know that that's a completely different type of science. In this role, you have, I would say, much more accountability to the residents, obviously. Not like my staff who are civil servants and work for the public, but in a different capacity. And so I think understanding that relationship, the politics administration dichotomy, has assisted us move strategically to get some things done in the city treasurer's office. So I think that my experiences as a public administrator has been helpful in increasing interest earnings and just making the treasurer's office a productive part of the city's family.
All right, thank you. And given the time constraints and the number of candidates we have concluded the portion where I'm going to ask you some questions. And at this point, we are going to invite you to give your closing statement. So keep that in mind, that we only really get to 2 questions, but I think all of you were able to address those issues. Now is your chance. When I'm presiding my trials, I'm telling my attorneys, now's your chance to give your closing argument to the jury here present and to the jury that's watching on video. So feel free to argue your case as to why should you be elected to this position. So now you can have the opportunity to tell the jury of your peers, the jury of the city, why they should elect you. And we're going to begin this time on my right, beginning with candidate Burke for the city treasurer position. Go right ahead.
Thank you. If I had to distill everything down to 3 priorities, here they are. Priority 1 is transparency. Within my first 6 months, I will launch a financial dashboard where any Compton resident can see cash balances, investment holdings, disbursement activity in real time. The information belongs to you, and you should have access to it. Priority 2 is controls. I will implement dual authorization on all disbursements, mandatory separation of duties, and surprise reconciliations. The city lost $3.7 million because the safeguards were not there, and they continue to not be there. Priority 3, the water fund. $29 million is transferred out of the water and sewer fund and has not returned. I will establish a binding repayment schedule so that water revenues goes back to water infrastructure. 2 of our 8 wells are currently open. The pipes your families depend on are not in good care. These are my measurable commitments. I will publish my progress and you can hold me accountable. My name is Maxwell. June 2nd, thank you. Thank you for making this forum happen.
Thank you. Candidate Mayor, give your closing statement at this time.
Yes, for residents that are interested, you can already see the city's cash balances and our weekly reports and monthly expenditures and revenue reports on the city's website. I think the reason that I was committed to running this cycle is not what happened with the 3.7 million and not those old things. But the residents have seen what happens if we have an elected charter department head that gets removed from the charter and how that creates challenges for just basic operations in the city. And I don't want us to go down the path of having perhaps an unqualified or just a treasurer who doesn't actually know what the treasurer's office is supposed to do, and that leading to us, having an appointing situation and the debacle that we kind of have with the city attorney as it is. So, I am committed to the residents, but I'm also committed to the city's charter and the positions that are in the charter. And until that changes, I think that we need to protect that structure. I think that the best way to do that is by having qualified, capable candidates who have already proven themselves.
Thank you. And for the city clerk's position, candidate Brewer will invite you to give your closing statement at this time.
Once again, my name is Lynn Bloom. And I'm sorry, but I get passionate about it because I hear at the city council meetings when people go up and they ask questions, you never get an answer. They'll tell you to go in the back and leave your name and number. You'll never get a call back. But a lot of people don't realize the mayor in our city, we're a charter city. The mayor is a ceremonial person. They're only supposed to kiss the kids and shake hands with the people, okay? The mayor has a vote, but that's the only thing. The council members, the district council members are the ones with the majority of power because, like I said, they represent you. And they should be speaking from your voices. I love all of these candidates up here, but I bet you I can't get one of them to tell me that they read the charter. Because it will tell you what your limits are, what you can do and what you can't do, and what you're supposed to take before the people, before you say, I am going to do this. Everything must go through the people. I don't even know the words to say how we've lost control of our city, but we have. I'm just so proud of the people that have begun to stand up and do research in this city to find out what is really going on. We have resolutions that are come across the dais that are not even really voted for, but they're passed. A resolution takes 3 and sometimes 4 affirmative votes to pass. We've had resolutions to pass with 2 yeses, 1 no, and 1 abstain. And I'll go up, complain, but you already know the ending. I get kicked out. But the thing of it is that this is our city. Compton is our city. And it's time for everyone in here and for the people in this city to learn. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to invite the candidates for the District 2 City Council to give their closing statement. Beginning first with candidate Carter. Go right ahead.
Okay, thank you. And I have something how fast that might go, so I'm going to try to get through some of my vision for a safer Compton. But if I don't get through all of it, you can go to Carter for City Council 2026.com. And I have read the charter. I actually have a copy. So this is boom. I am familiar with the charter. I have read it. I'm familiar with how important it is. And so for us to get here and give you a bunch of promises, and I'm going to fill the potholes, I'm going to get all of the street signs done. We Pillar one for my public safety, for my vision for a safer Compton, is public safety and community ownership. Safety is the foundation of a thriving community. I believe that residents must not only feel safe, they must feel proud of the city they call home. Achieving this requires building genuine trust between the community, the sheriff's department, and the elected city officials. Strengthening transparency and accountability within sheriff department and city leadership. On the launch of community-based public safety initiative that engages residents as active partners, establish regular town hall meetings, open forums to keep residents informed and to get their feedback. Champion, but it takes a village. Again, this is not just about the promises that we can make here, because again, we're just one vote. We try to set the priorities, we work with the city manager, but it takes a village. That philosophy is shared, it's a shared responsibility for shared safety, hold city leadership to the highest standards of integrity and reliability and commitment. Pillar two is city infrastructure and modernization. The state of Compton infrastructure speaks to how the city is governed. A well-maintained streets, clear signage, clean water, and reliable sewage systems are not luxuries. They are a baseline and expectation for every resident. And again, it reflects on leadership. If we're placed there in city council, that reflects on us. When you look at our city and how our city looks, prioritize repair and maintenance of streets, sidewalks, and public sewage across District 2, ensure safe, clean drinking water, and well-functioning sewer system citywide, attract business investments and job creation through a livable, well-managed city. Improve neighborhoods, civics, to foster community pride and economic development, Pillar 3 is trustworthiness.
All right.
Again, Carter for City Council 2026.
Thank you. Candidate Dawson, you can give your closing argument this time.
I'm Jace Dawson. Estoy contigo. I'm with you. For the last 7 years, I've had the honor of serving on an advisory board. I was picked by 29,000 constituents that are now 32,000 that surrounds the neighborhood where I lead my church, Unity Fellowship, where I've served under 3 Los Angeles City Council persons. They sent me back twice because they trust the masters that I have in infrastructural development from TCOM College. Aren't you tired of driving through these same streets with the same issues, with the same problems, saying that they need to be fixed? Aren't you tired of years of broken promises saying that I'm going to take care of the half-naked persons who may be sex trafficking down Long Beach Boulevard? Aren't you tired of people building up homes on top of broken pipe systems here in the city? Well, I'm tired too. And that's why I'm running. I'm not running to give 1,000 promises. I'm running on the one promise only. And that is to put my best foot forward every step of the way. Unfortunately, I love people. And the hope is that you love me back. And I'm asking for your vote. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell an ex-boo to come and volunteer and to vote for me. No more waiting by the phone. No more runarounds from City Hall. It is time that you hold us accountable. It is time that we face the music and have our regular quarterly meetings to let you know what's going on in our district and throughout the city. It is time that we partner with the businesses to make sure we have better outcomes of how to decrease these tax revenues and increase a better life for you and your family. And I'm promising you today that I'm putting my best foot forward to work hard every single day to make sure that that happens, if only given the chance. God is love, and that love is truly, truly for everyone. I'm Jace Dawson. Estoy contigo. I'm with you, and I thank you for this opportunity. It will be the honor of my life to represent you at City Hall.
Thank you. Candidate Hamadi, can you give your closing argument this time?
Mr. Alvarez, I didn't write a script. I come to where I am genuine. I'm speaking directly to where I am, the kind of person I am. I'm not running for city council for my own benefit. I'm running because I'm tired of the same as you are. They promise a lot of things before they get elected, and after they get elected, they turn their back and forget about you. That's not gonna happen. No more. We're exhausted. It's time for a true change. I'm a man who's experienced. So many experience. I've owned so many businesses in my life. I'm successful. I'm not here for the money. I'm not hungry for money. I'm not here to take and be corrupted. It will never happen. I'm here to tell you right now, I will never receive a dime from the city. I'm going to work for free for the people because they deserve it. They suffered a lot, and it's about time to change Compton to a better future for our children, for everyone, all our seniors. The job's going to get done. Now, I'm a man who has integrity, honesty. I'm not a rubber stamp, and I will never be a follower. I will always lead for the people. My decision in the city council will be what the best interest of the people only. No one can convince me otherwise. Besides that, I've served, with my experience, I've served on the county for alcohol and drugs. I was a traffic commissioner for 7 years. I served also on the planning commission as a chair 3 years. On the financial review committee 5 years. And then also construction experience. How to cut costs, how to save money, how to manage the overspending. All that stuff is in me. You don't need a degree. You need to get involved with people. You need to know what people think, what they want. Degree won't do nothing. It's the experience in public what matters the most. And I'm here to serve you for my heart. And my phone is always open 24 hours. This will be the city phone always. You don't have to call the city. Call me directly on the issue. I can deal with you directly. I'll be in the front of your house. That's the kind of service you're going to have from me. Won't be like the rest. I'll call my worker or call the city hall. No, you can come directly to me. Whatever the job needs to be done is going to be done. Thank you very much. Vote Alan Hamadi for city council on June 2nd. Also, as well, I'll let you guys know. Also, I'm bilingual. I speak Spanish too. Also, I'm the only candidate here who can bring this community together. You know, the community is very separated, completely separated, and I'm going to put it together. The only one can.
Thank you. Candidate Perry, you can give your closing statement this time.
I am Anthony Perry, and I ask for your vote for Council District 2, and here's why. I am embedded in this community as a volunteer. I am a member of a national civil rights organization fighting for crime, fighting against crime right here in the city of Compton. I have experience in leadership working for a Fortune 500 company, a Fortune 30 company to be more precise. I understand what it takes to satisfy and take care of every stakeholder. I understand that every single one of us wants to see every human being in a home. I have a plan for that. Every last one of us want to be safe. Every last one of us want to ensure our children can walk to and from school and you won't have to worry about it. Every last one of us want to ensure that we have adequate income. I have a Jobs for All program, jobs for everyone. A person fresh out of prison, we have an opportunity for you so they won't have to resort to crime again. A high school graduate that don't want to go to college, I have a plan for that individual. For those that may went out and got a bachelor's degree, we have a plan and jobs for you. I have an ambitious plan. Some say it's impossible. Some say it's a waste of time. People even told me that it couldn't be done. But I'm the only one to have a plan that benefits 100% of us. A plan to reduce our sales tax from 10.75% to 9.75% within 3 years. That's the plan. I have vision for this city. This city should be the #1 city in the state. And I have a plan. Mr. Mims talked about it. He said he wanted to know about the plan of my goal to create $1.2 billion in a record amount of time. And that plan is the new creation of the Compton City Bank, where we can invest in Compton, buy Compton, And guess who the oversight committee is? You, the stakeholders. I am Anthony Perry, and I have a plan for every constituent in this city, and I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate Fisher, would you like to give your closing statement at this time?
Sure, thank you. I'm going to be fairly short. I've listened to all the candidates here, and I think we've gotten beyond what a council person can do. So I'm going to explain what a council person can do in the city of Compton. A council person in the city of Compton is a policymaker. The only job that the council person has in the city of Compton is to set policy, to hire the city manager, and to hire the city controller, and to hold them accountable. To set the overall vision for the city, along with the mayor and the other council people, to set goals, and when the city manager and the city controller cannot meet those goals, to get rid of them. It doesn't matter what your degrees are, it doesn't matter what your qualifications from your past work history is. You can serve as a council person, as long as the community elects you to be that council person. So unfortunately, no matter if you have a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, a doctorate degree, if the community elects you, you can be a council member. So I do urge you, whether you decide to vote for me or not, when you get to the ballot box, please look at those names and remember these faces. And I urge you to remember, who do you see in the community every single day? When you go to those grocery stores, when you go to city council meetings, when you go to those parks, when you look in the school district, who do you see up here? Not the ones that you see every 4 years, just when it's election time. Look at the folks that you see in the community every single day, and I urge you to vote for those folks. And I will tell you that looking up here in the 2nd district, the only person I see in the community that I live in is Anthony Perry. So if you don't vote for me, I urge you to vote for Anthony Perry. Because that's the only person that I see in the 2nd district is Anthony Perry. And I know he is my neighbor.
Thank you. Candidate Tinson, can you give your closing statement at this time?
I was born, raised, and educated in this city. I am a homeowner. Out of everyone on this stage, not many of us are homeowners. I own a home. That means I made an investment here, and I'm here to stay. I've lived here all of my years, 47 years. I'm 47 years old. I disagree with Mr. Fisher because you have to know something about policy. And I know something about policy. I've written policy. And I've been entrusted by the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors to represent an organization, the Licensed Adult Residential Care Association, which is a community-based organization that represents minority-owned businesses, small businesses that provide housing and care for the most vulnerable residents in our county to make sure that they get off the streets and stay off the streets. I will lead with integrity. It's time, Compton, for new leadership, honest leadership, leadership that you can be proud of, and leadership that will not further embarrass this city. It is time to elect somebody like myself who will work every day to earn your trust. I was the first candidate here to show up today. That means I will show up every day at City Council, and I am an organizer, and so I will make sure that your voice is heard at City Hall. As an organizer, it's not ever about me or I, but it's about us. And so together, we will rebuild Compton. We will make Compton stronger and greater. It is time that we prioritize public safety and infrastructure. I will work every day to install speed bumps to protect our children, fix streets, sidewalks, and trees, modernize the sewer and drainage system. I will reclaim Long Beach Boulevard working with the faith community. I will bring labor to the table. I will bring everyone, business owners, to the table so that we can go after the resources. As an executive director, I spent the last 4 years. I know where the money is, I know where to go get it, and I know how to bring it home. And so I will bring the resources here. We will work with the Sheriff's Department. We will bring federal resources, state resources to deal with the sex trafficking on Long Beach Boulevard so that we can redevelop Long Beach Boulevard.
bring in new shopping. I was here long enough to know when the second district was a place where you come shop. We had Sears, we had Savon, we had Daniel's Jewelry, we had Newberry's. All that is gone. And so now it is time for new leadership. Let's make the second district great again. It is great. I am the only one here that can go and speak to everyone in the second district because I do speak Spanish. And I have spoken to my black and brown neighbors, and they're telling me it is time for us to come together. It is time for us to unite, and it is time for us to fix our city. And so I also care about neighborhood quality neighborhoods, removing commercial trucks and RVs from the residential streets, stopping industrial pollution, and eliminating graffiti in 24 hours. Vote Benny Tinson. I humbly ask for your vote.
Thank you. Okay, so now for the third district, I'm going to ask candidate Cook. You can give your closing statement this time.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Again, I'm Randall Hook. I'm running for District 3. If I had to put it in a one-liner, why I want to be what I would do as a city councilman, I will go to City Hall and be your chief accountability officer. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what one individual city council person can do, what authority they may or may not have, but most important, first and foremost, is our job is to listen, to learn, to communicate what the community is speaking about, take that to City Hall, synthesize that information, do the same thing from City Hall, and find a healthy middle ground to which we can find a way to build these solutions. This is not rocket science. There's a lot of talk about plans and money and this and that. There's been a lot of money that has come through Compton, a lot of people with plans that have come through Compton, and none of that is done if you don't have the right people in place and the right systems in place and the right accountability in place. I have done that. Compton Cowboys is immensely successful around the world. The first thing I did when I got into the leadership position at my family ranch, I went and said, the reason we're not thriving is we don't have the right people in charge. Put the right people in charge. Once you have the right people in charge, you can go get the money. You can go get the opportunities. You can go get the plans. And the thing about Compton is an entertainment-driven brand, entertainment-driven city. The reason why people know about Compton is through entertainment. I have my master's degree in entertainment and music business. I'm in the music business every day. There are hundreds of millions of billions of dollars floating around the entertainment business. Inglewood is thriving because of the entertainment business. My frustration is how do we go and take that entertainment economics, bring those dollars home so that way we can benefit from that. This is not rocket science. You put people in place, you get the money, you do the right thing with the money, and that all is based on accountability. In my first 100 days, I want to install an accountability hearing. On a routine basis, we want to come together and have a hearing and say, hey, you said this last quarter, it's now a new quarter, what is the exact result that will happen from that? If it didn't happen, what is the solution? What's the plan? But I want us to have a back and forth. Our Compton community, the reason we cannot thrive to me is because we don't have the people who can sit there, listen, learn, communicate back and forth, and get to the solutions. That's what I want to bring to City Council. Accountability is so important, not to mention the industry and the business that we can bring. All of that is predicated on human beings. I'm a human being-driven person. I've done that through my organization, and that's why I intend to bring to City Hall. My name is Randall Hook, District 3. Make sure you vote for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Kennedy Bowers, can you give your closing statement at this time?
Sure. Well, serving this community has been one of the greatest honors of my life. During my time in the seat, I worked every day with one goal in mind, to make our city stronger, safer, and more responsive to the people that call it home. Just to reiterate, the council's job, we're legislators and policymakers. I've written ordinances, champion ordinances, and it's not easy, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of reading. I am not event-oriented. Giving away a turkey's fine, but that doesn't fix the city. That doesn't pay the bills. The stagnation of the city, we're not stagnated, it's moving slow. It was dead a few years ago. It is life being brought back. And our finances, we have finances. It's much better managed. As far as the audit is concerned, we are up to speed with the audit. We're in the completion stage of the 25 audit. Our streetlights. We have an LED solar streetlight plan coming into place. Capital improvement plan is in place. The bonds on your tax bill, the city of Compton has not floated a bond since probably 2012. The bonds that you see now from the school district and the college. Our water services, our system, have been revamped. We put millions of dollars into improving our water system and our tanks here in Compton.
The parking assessment, we requested a citywide parking analysis to deal with our issues. Interns and youth progress. I want to say that I am the first person to have an intern right there, Miss Litzy Platter. So she's going to be groomed for council. She doesn't live in 3rd District, but we're going to try to get her in that seat. Fire department. Fire department, we've had huge improvements. They do have a contract, and they will be hiring about 15 firefighters soon. LASD, the problem with them is the staffing shortage. The city, we need to implement technology and take advantage of the broadband that we recently acquired here and make Compton a smart city. The trees are being trimmed in the 3rd District. They've done a good job of trimming trees. We need a cultural change in our city and change this old blueprint that's being utilized in City Hall. It's ancient. We need to attract economic development and just maintain our fiscal sustainability. I've been heavily involved in the community most of my adult life by volunteering, serving on boards and organizations, and teaching. I still teach EMT, paramedic, fire technology, fire control, hospital fire safety, and nursing, just to name a few. And those are essentially management positions. It teaches these people how to manage the unmanageable. I've logged in excess of 8,000 hours of teaching experience since 1986, and I will continue to apply my education, training, and experience to Compton City Council District 3.
All right, thank you. And let me indicate, first off, to the candidates up here, I want to thank you for being here this afternoon. And now I'm going to ask the members of the audience, because the fact that they're here and the fact that they're running, it does show that they care. And I'm going to ask all of you, as we prepare to take a brief break and set up for our mayor's forum. But before we do that, let's give everyone here a hand for their friends. I really appreciate it. Thank you. We're going to take a 15-minute break.